Welcome to the Louder Tales podcast. We hope you enjoy today's show, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here's your hosts, Rainbow and Tim.
So we're up and running?
Yep.
All right. Well, welcome to the Louder Tales podcast.
I'm happy to be here.
Tony, we're glad you're here. We have my wife, Rainbow, and I am Tim. We're going to be talking about some fun stuff. Oh my God, you guys have no idea how long I've been waiting to say some of this stuff.
I'm excited.
Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you two things right off the bat. The first thing, and you're going to love this, Tony. I decided to buy more of those. I'm going to give you a little backstory first.
That's probably a good idea.
What makes it good. I decided to buy more of those foot toe warmer things. The hot hands. Yeah. And so, because I'm a big baby, I don't like cold weather. I will gladly pay it ends up being about $1 per both
toe?
feet.
Oh.
So yeah, not per toe.
$1 per toe.
Yeah. So it's about $1 for both feet. So 50 cents a foot. I will gladly pay that to be warm and comfortable for even 3-4 hours. Cool. So I order these bulk hot hands brand toe warmers, and they arrive here at home. And I thought, well, I'm not going to use them here. I'm going to only use them at work. And sometimes I decide when I'm at work if I'm going to actually use them for the day. I don't always make that decision here because sometimes it warms up and I don't get out of the door quick enough, and it's not that big of a deal. So I get these toe warmer things, and I think, I'm just going to bring them into work. So I'm at work, and I tell Jim, for those of you listening, Jim is one of the other mailmen, and I tell Jim, I say, hey, get the boss so that she's looking over here. And he's like, why? What are you going to do? I was like, just trust me. He's like, okay. So he gets her attention, and she looks over at me, and I basically go on a rant, but it's a fake rant. And I said, look at all this junk that people are ordering. These people don't need this crap. And I grabbed my own thing that was in all the stuff to deliver, and I picked it up, and I looked at her right in the eye, and I ripped open the bag, and I was like, look at this garbage. This guy doesn't need this stuff. And she just about freaked out. She thought I went postal.
And you opened up somebody else's mail.
And she thought for sure I was opening somebody else's package. So I was like, this person doesn't need this crap. I'm not even going to deliver this. And she just lost it. She was like, what are you doing? I was like, it's mine.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Give her a heart attack. She's like, Tim, you just gave me a heart attack. I was, well,
you're welcome.
this is what I do. So
Success.
yeah. Yes.
That's
and then and then today Jim got me, and he pulled a doozy on me. I was looking at the mail, and I think I told you a little bit about this. The mail, when it gets delivered, for those of you that are listening that don't understand how this works, I also don't understand how this works, but I will give it my best go. The mail arrived a little bit late, the truck, on Saturday. So when I looked, all the stuff was still sitting there, and all the carriers had already left to go deliver the mail and the packages that they did have. So I'm seeing all this, and I'm like, oh, geez, that means either they're going to have to deliver it all on Sunday, which they're not supposed to.
Right.
Or they're going to deliver it on Monday, and Monday's going to suck.
Because that's an extra day.
It's an extra day.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, geez. So I get to work at my normal time, and I'm looking, and I don't see any packages. I'm like, where's all the mail?
Where'd they go?
Where did it go? And Jim looks at me, and he goes, what's wrong? And I was like, where's all the mail? Where's all the stuff that was here? He goes, you're late. I was like, what? He's like, you're an hour late. The clock's changed, and you're an hour late. And I'm like, what? I'm an hour late?
Time.
Wait. And I'm staring at my watch for like a good 30 seconds. I'm like, it's December. When does
Didn't we already do that?
I was like, didn't we already? Damn it, Jim. So yeah, he got me good. I did not realize.
And there's sometimes you don't even know it's coming.
Oh yeah.
He just catches you completely off guard.
Yeah. It's like those train track crossings without the little guard things.
Yeah.
It just comes barreling right on down. No horn, no nothing. He's just going to come and get me. So yeah. That was why. what had happened. I think I wrote something else down. I'm clicking on the wrong button. Let me look.
So one of our customers,
Yes.
she said that once Jim retires,
Yes.
that I'm going to have to deliver her mail when she's done at the temporary location that she's at right now.
Yeah.
713.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because supposedly the shop is supposed to be done the end of the month.
Yeah.
And she says, and if that's the case, then you need to switch routes so that you can deliver my mail. I was like, I don't really have that kind of pull, but I'll visit.
I'm sure if you went up to Jim and be like, here, let me take some of this work off of you so that you don't have to do it. I guarantee.
I'm sure he would be like,
would jump
absolutely not. No, this is my mail. I'm delivering.
I have a question, and I talked with this with Rainbow. What do you think the process is on a person that moves into a house? Like, first of all, when you move into a house, you know you're moving in on whatever day, at least a week in advance.
Oh,
I don't think there's any time where you're like, hey, it's Tuesday. I'm going to be in a new house tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's not going to, it doesn't work that way. So you know that you're going to be in a new house.
Yeah.
And if you move into a house and you look in the mailbox and there's a thing that says vacant. Now, if you don't speak the language, I can understand that.
Right.
There's some disparities.
There's a language barrier.
There's a barrier. But for those that just don't pay attention, wouldn't you think that after, if you're supposed to get something and you don't get it, and a while goes by and
there's nothing.
And there's
showing
still
up.
nothing in the
Yeah.
mailbox.
Maybe
there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But I've had there's been a few people that have moved in and just nothing for.
My thing is that clearly they don't pay any attention to it. I mean, not everybody does it this way, but
Right.
you have it hanging out to where it says vacant, so we know nobody
Right.
lives there.
Yes.
They have to, at one point or another, look at their mailbox to say, hey, what is that? And look. But they don't actually read it.
Yeah.
If you were to read it, if it's done correctly and you were to read it, you would understand what it means. And
Right.
you would actually pay attention to it, fill it out, put it back in there.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, then your postal employee will get it, realize these people live here, and if the mail doesn't have these names, it doesn't get delivered.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that because they don't pay attention to read it.
And it doesn't. I didn't understand this stuff before I worked for the post office. It didn't even make sense.
Same.
I went and thought magically the mail just appeared in my box. Yeah. Nobody did the job. It just showed up. There was no. I had no idea the amount of infrastructure and
everything goes into
logistics
it.
that are in with mail. It's crazy.
It's not a fairy godmother that just goes bippity boppity boop and your mail's there.
It should be though.
Yeah, it does.
Should be.
It takes its time.
And I also had somebody ask if they're supposed to pay $1 to change their address, and I was like, absolutely not. You should not have to pay $1.
They do that though. That is online.
That's the one that's online.
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason they do that is because so many people change so often. The post office was like, we need to verify that this
We need
is
to make
legit.
sure that they're willing to pay.
And the $1 is for a credit card to verify it's the real person.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And for those of you listening, we have a lot of secrets. A lot of secrets.
We know a lot of stuff.
We know.
We see things.
And it's not like we're trying to keep it from you. I actually want people to know
Yes.
the secrets. Like, I didn't know anything about standard mail. Had no clue. Before I worked, so caveat here, I work for the post office. Obviously, Tony does too. We deliver mail. It is on foot, so we walk a substantial amount every single day. Please pick up after your dog. I'm not telling you what to do,
Lord have mercy.
but if you want Tony to have clear shoes, yes, I saw that shoe imprint at that house today. I told you.
Did you see the one on the porch after said stepping in it? Because that's where I left it.
So all you did is move it from the yard to the
I
porch.
just transferred.
You didn't steal
Nope.
the person's dog poop.
No,
That's excellent.
That's probably something I will never do intentionally.
Right,
If it's
yeah,
stuck
of
to my shoe, I'm probably going to leave it there and maybe deposit some of it in the neighbor's yard.
I learned early on that it takes about 6 to 10 houses of grass walking through before your shoe is back to clean.
Before you have a naked shoe.
before you can look down at the bottom and go, yeah, it's gone.
Smell's still there.
Yes.
Nope, I still got some.
I'm telling you, it's bad in the summer if you step on somebody's dog's
That's got to be the
leftovers.
worst.
It is.
Because the heat.
Oh, no, you're missing it. You don't even know the bad part. You know the brake pedal is grooved, right?
Oh, don't. Yeah, because now you've just entered ambience into the van that you're not going to get rid of.
There's no
a brush.
Yeah, there's no brush.
To
There's no
remove.
Toothpicks.
Yeah.
There's no. I mean, wire
There's
brush.
no brake
There's
pedal
no-
floss.
No high pressure washer. It's
bad.
No, there's a couple secrets. One, I would love for people to understand this, and that's how mail forwarding works. It is not magic. You actually have to do something, and we as carriers try to make sure that you're taken care of, to make sure that people are getting the right mail. That's one of the reasons we have, in Brandenburg, we have names on the inside of the mailboxes so that we know who to deliver to. Even if someone from another post office comes and delivers the mail, they can look at the mailbox and go, Smith and Jones, and here's a piece of mail for Hernandez. Pretty sure this mail should not be delivered here because it does not look like Hernandez lives there. And I'm just using generic names. I'm not calling anyone out specifically. The other thing is the standard STD is what, if you look on your mail, I stopped looking in the upper left corner before the post office, I always looked, ooh, who sent this to me? And I look in the upper left corner. And now I don't do that anymore.
Nope.
Now I look in the right, and I want to know if that person paid a lot of money to get that piece of mail to me.
Because that means it's important.
That means it's important.
If it's his first class, they paid to get it there.
They want to make sure it even follows you to your next house,
right?
If you've properly forwarded it. So for people that want to know the secret of junk mail, what we consider UBM, which is called undeliverable bulk business mail.
Or fire starter.
Yes, if you happen to have a bird cage or a fire pit in the backyard.
Ferrets.
Whatever you use this for. This is how to tell without subjecting your fingers to paper cuts. You can look in the upper right corner, and if you see a good old-fashioned U.S. American flag forever stamp.
If it says forever.
It's the real deal. Open it up. There's either a check, a bill, and sorry if you got a bill, but hey, we all got to pay them. It's either a check or a bill or something important. It's significant to get to you.
Yeah. And then there's another, the other side of that is if you get mail that says not your name,
right,
but then also says or current resident.
Yes.
That is also your mail.
Yeah, that's you. You're the current resident.
You reside in this location, and whether it be apartment or house or shed, whatever.
It's yours.
It's yours.
Yep. One thing I wanted to mention, and this is kind of actually bring us into the conversation we had earlier, if you don't have a way to receive mail, and this came up over the weekend and actually a little bit before, we've been talking to a couple that are struggling right now. He is looking for a way to get his Social Security card in the mail, and he's telling me it has been 5 attempts of mailing it. I don't know what to make of it. I'm just, this is what he's saying. I'm going to take it at face value. There's something stopping him from getting it. I don't know what the hang up is, but he's not able to. And that actually brought up, Rainbow and I have talked about homelessness, and that is a big thing. We don't have a place for people to go in Louisville. It's not that I think of. I don't think there's one in Louisville. There's definitely not one in Radcliffe or Brandenburg. But Rainbow and I were talking about the struggles of homelessness. And if we were to fix the system of people being homeless, Rainbow, what do you think the main reasons for homelessness are?
I think that number one is unfortunately drug use. I think that's the biggest curveball for people is drug use. They lose their homes. Bills don't get paid. They don't have food. And there you go.
Priorities. Their priorities are wrong.
Yeah. And then number two is they lose jobs. And not to drug use, but people lose their jobs, can't pay their rent, their bills, and they're put out on the street. And then we have the veterans who, have their mental and physical issues, who it's hard to find a job. And so they can't make the money to put a roof over their heads. So there's multiple issues, but those are probably the three biggest ones.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I would also add that there's some people that either want to be homeless or they feel more free.
Which makes sense because you don't have anybody to tell you anything. You do whatever you want.
Yeah. We experienced there was a huge, overwhelming amount of homelessness in Hawaii. And I mean, that's kind of a great place to be homeless. If you ask me, it's nice weather year round.
I was going to say weather's not an issue.
And you're probably getting a lot of people that have, they're there for vacation. So they have the ability, let's face it, people that are going to Hawaii for vacation, they probably have a little bit of extra money.
Yeah, they've got pocket change.
Yeah. So they're probably going to help out. And we did. Rainbow, what was the gentleman that we used to bring a steak?
Yeah.
It was steak and potatoes.
I can't remember what his
Really?
name was.
I think it was Chris. Was it Chris?
I don't know if it was Chris or Mike or Johnny. I don't know.
Yeah. He would stand outside of the Navy Exchange in Hawaii, and he'd have a sign, homeless will work for food or whatever it said.
Right.
Not saying that I don't pay attention to signs, but I just don't remember. And we used to give him a plate full of food. It was a steak. I think it was mashed potatoes and either green beans or asparagus
Or
and
corn.
Or corn.
Yeah, or corn and a jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese wrapped in bacon.
You had me at jalapeno.
Oh yeah.
This guy was living.
Yeah. Tim wanted one of those the other night. I'm like, do you know how hard those are to make?
Yeah.
They
But they're still good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
absolutely.
They're very good.
Yeah.
absolutely they're good.
Bacon is wonderful.
It's the meat candy of the world.
It is.
And I'm sorry if you don't eat pig. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, to each their
Oh
own.
no,
Right.
if it's meat, we eat it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Top of the food chain.
We've heard
Yeah.
a lot of people, look, if you think that you are eating your salad and it's not killing some sort of animal in the process of getting your green beans to your table, you are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, you're so wrong.
I promise you that some misfortuned squirrel or animal got sucked up into some combine.
Had a very painful death, so
Yeah.
that you could continue with
Yes.
your vegan diet.
And by all means, if you're going to live 8 years longer, maybe because you're completely vegan and you're miserable, I would choose 8 years earlier and
Yeah.
happy the whole time instead of 8 years longer
And get to eat bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
To live 8 years longer and never eat bacon, pass.
Yeah, it's a hard pass.
Yeah,
I don't
hard
even
pass.
know if that's true, living longer if you're vegan.
I don't know, but we have our teeth to
just-
masticate.
Masticate.
Yeah,
I
to
love
masticate.
to masticate.
Yeah, I love masticating. It's great.
I masticate with my family. I don't even care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right in front of them.
Right in
As
front
soon
of
as I
them.
get home from work.
It's a family
masticate.
affair right there. Yeah.
This is,
Meat
I mean,
is
we're
so
trying to keep it
important.
family friendly, but this is kind of risque because
Yeah,
someone might,
a little bit. They could
someone-
take this the wrong way.
they could, but they'd be wrong.
Yeah,
And
we're gonna before you get upset, I'm gonna need you to do some research.
Yeah.
Don't come at us with we're not family friendly because we are.
Right.
We let them
We have
masticate in front of us.
families
Yes.
and we're friendly.
We
So
will
we're
let them
family
masticate.
friendly.
Absolutely. Have you had anybody say anything to you about, that you're eating steak or whatever, and they're like, well, something along the lines of when they eat, they're eating not grass, but like vegan is eating some sort of vegetables or whatever,
okay.
and then.
And then we're
They say
disrupting that
something along the
process.
lines of, "What are you doing
Yeah.
to help the environment?" Well, I'm eating the cow,
Right.
so you're actually being worse because you're eating what the cow would eat.
And that, let's face it, that cow's going to feed a lot of families.
Absolutely,
The grass is
even
not.
while it's alive.
That's true. Yeah.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Milk,
Milk.
cheese. Yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't have to be slaughtered to
Right.
feed somebody. So
That's true. Very true.
I'm a carnivore.
And some people ride them.
I have.
You've rode a cow.
I have, yeah. It's it was a friendly cow though. That it was set up this way. A buddy of mine when I grew up, they were basically like family. Like they would sit in town and sell vegetables like corn and beans and all kinds of stuff.
For a split second, I thought you meant the cow was like family. Just for a split second, I was like, huh.
I don't remember the cow's name, but yeah, typically. But it was I remember I was probably 7 or 8, and we would go over to their house, and I would stay at his house, and his name was Ernie. Mm-hmm. Everybody called him JR. So, but we were very close. He was like a second cousin kind of a thing.
Right.
But we would go over and I would help out with chores, throwing manure and we'd throw it in the back of the spreader and then take it out there and spread it throughout the fields and blah, blah, blah.
So I got 2 questions. Well, one is related to the chores.
Yeah.
Now, I actually heard, it was a Morgan Wallen song. It was talking about Mama's house. Have you heard that song?
I have, yeah.
There's a part in that song that really got me thinking. And he's talking about his mama would have him peel green beans or something until his fingers were sore. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, that kind of like duty that a young child or something would do is almost gone.
Oh, absolutely.
Kids want everything
Give it to
to
them.
have some sort of reward.
Right.
There's some stuff you should not be rewarded
No,
for. The
it's
reward
a
is
task.
the experience.
There, yeah. You get the know-how on how to do something to take care of yourself if something were to go south.
Rainbow and I have tried to teach our kids that sometimes you just have to clean things that aren't part of the scheduled chores.
Right. Things happen. You have to adapt. And if this is not on your quote-unquote chore list, but it's something that needs to be done, someone's got to do it.
Rainbow, how many times have we had this conversation with our children?
I lost count after like 900.
I was going to say, you run out of fingers and toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
The Excel
Same.
spreadsheet out. Start making formulas.
The kids now are just they're taught entitlement both at school and their friends and other people's families, and it's just so hard to teach your kids that responsibility with that firmness when
they can go elsewhere
our
and they don't have to.
18-year-old friends go to their safe.
It's going to make it harder for them.
Yeah.
They're going to learn the hard way.
Oh, yeah.
Harder as an adult, as a young adult. They're going to walk into the world, and they're going to think that things are going to work a certain way, and
The way they want them to.
and
Right.
because their peers are also in this world, that actually might happen.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be perfect.
No.
I don't think it's not going to be a radical change, but it could definitely be there. The other thing that I was going to say, I don't know if you know this, but I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about an employee of a company that manufactures food, hired a chemist in order to create more addictive versions of that food.
I haven't heard that, but I could see that honestly, because if that's what they have
Right.
to sell more,
That's
to make people
wild.
crave it.
Can you imagine?
That's money hungry. That's
Yeah,
what that is.
I mean, we don't really need Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops or any of that stuff. We don't
No.
need that. It's a pleasure. I like eating
Yes.
junk food and
But-
sweet stuff.
and it's quick.
yes.
It's quick. It's like a Pop-Tart. Same thing. It's quick. You can eat it on the go.
Yep.
That's why they made these cereal bars.
Yeah.
Which has got the cream, which is supposed to be like the milk or whatever, so you can take it on the
it's-
go.
it's
They're
And
good.
I'm not gonna lie,
But-
those fruity pebble ones are pretty darn good.
Oh, it's like a Rice Krispie treat.
They're freaking
But the problem with
sugar.
that is that there's
Absolutely
literally zero
health. Yeah.
health benefits to eating that.
The only-
It's a bar of sugar.
Hold on now. I'm going to play devil's advocate. There is one benefit to eating that terribly trashy food.
Weight gain?
Well, no. Well, I mean, if you're
'Cause I
if
get that.
you're looking for it.
That's the number one
No,
benefit
I'm
in my
thinking
world.
the whole Snickers bar thing. You know, the have you don't
Hungry?
don't be
Why
hungry.
wait?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're unable to eat something healthy, it's okay once in a while to have something
Yeah.
unhealthy.
That's kind of like a treat.
Right.
You should treat yourself once in a while, but to base your entire food supply off of things that are quick and easy, not a
Yeah.
good idea.
Once in a while has turned into once in a 20-minute space.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's not
once
once
in a
in a
snack.
while. Yeah, once in a snack. That's you
not
know,
good.
No.
And I speak from experience because kind of a portly individual.
Now Rainbow has done a fantastic job at preparing food for us. It's just her and I now, and she's making whatever. I mean, she's pretty creative, but she's smart and she's able to come up with food ideas that are well within our current eating regime. You know what we're eating,
Right.
I don't want to call it a diet, but everybody eats a diet.
Yeah, you
It's
have a
just-
certain
right. It's just not that you're on a diet. There's a difference.
diet is there's two meanings or several
Right.
meanings, but one is like you're watching what you eat, and diet is this
What
is
you're-
the things
this
I
is
eat.
what you're- yeah.
This is my diet.
This is exactly
Right.
But she is wonderful at making stuff.
I was a good cook before.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard just to make food taste good.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's meat and vegetables.
Yeah. And then throw some seasoning on there.
Yeah.
And,
And-
salt and pepper aren't the only seasonings.
Right.
There's
have
others.
2 cupboards full of seasonings, and then the one that's
Listen.
in the wall.
Absolutely.
Hey, I
Gotta
don't know
have
if you
it.
know this,
I
but my
cook.
wife has a nice rack of
I've seen it.
seasoning. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a nice rack of seasoning. Yep.
Yeah.
It's makes your mouth water.
I'll claim it.
Yeah. My mouth is watering.
I'll claim it.
Yeah. And she knows how to use them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know,
You know, she shakes them onto the food.
onto the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was
quite impressive.
blessed. I inherited it from all the women in my family.
That is a blessing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I would say that my wife has a nice rack of seasoning as well, but it's more used by my son. He does a lot of our cooking. I'm actually, we're spoiled, which sucks because he just got an accepted offer on a house.
That's awesome.
So
Congratulations.
roughly
congratulations.
2 months, he'll be moving out. We're losing our cook, y'all. It's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah, that means I've got to do more of the cooking, and then the wife has to do more. So we're gonna take turns.
You're going to have to research. You're going to have to bust out a book.
We have a book. We have a recipe book.
Is it filled with dust?
No, we use it every day.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we actually go off of that, and that's what we get our groceries on.
Nice.
See, okay, we're gonna do these 6 meals, and then we'll leave one up to fending, eating leftovers, whatever. But yeah, that's what we base going to get our groceries on, is what meals we've chosen for that week.
You know what I call that?
Planning.
Smuck and fart.
That is smuck and fart. I'm a pretty fart smeller.
We have a couple friends who he's Hawaiian, and I believe he's Hawaiian. He's from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And they like to have friends and family over. And their meal for the week preparation, they get 2 white pieces of paper, maybe 3, and they have choices. And you go and circle which one you want, and that's what you're having for the evening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So similar, but
So you
yeah.
really don't have to plan it. You just what the choices of the meat, the vegetables,
Yep.
the other side, and you buy all those. You circle what you want, and that's what you're having for dinner.
Absolutely.
Because I tried that whole menu grocery shopping thing. It doesn't work. 'Cause
Especially when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
But I'm not a recipe user. I'll look at a recipe, I'll glance at it, and then I'm done.
And then you
She's-
kind of make it your own.
She's the equivalent of a man looking at the instructions on how to put something together. He's going to look at it and he's going to be like, okay, I got
gotta do
this.
it.
And then
I
he
know.
throws the instructions away.
Yes.
And well, except she's
I
successful.
actually finished. Yeah.
Yeah, she's able to get the job done. We have to go back and dig it out of the trash.
Well, see, if you're not left with several screws left over, you didn't do it right.
And I think the companies put those in there just to mess with us.
Well,
They're finally
or
starting to do it.
for that purpose. They're like, this is what they say. Let's just throw an extra dowel and 2 screws in a washer and just watch them lose their mind.
You want to know something right here? I've got a bag full of little miscellaneous parts.
Mm-hmm. See? You did it right.
See?
Extras. If you don't have extras, you didn't do it right.
They even have it on the package extra.
Yeah, it says these are extra. So if these are left over, you're good.
Do you know what I started noticing? And I don't know if you've ever paid attention to this, but I have started to determine whether or not companies are using the correct language, like wording, on the back of your Stouffer's pizza.
I have not paid attention to that.
They'll say, these are the directions. I don't know if you're tracking, but directions are places to go.
Yeah, where am I?
Not things to do.
I'm going to the stove.
Yeah. It's not.
I can
It
get there.
doesn't-
I know where it is.
Yeah, it's not going to be like, take 3 steps to the left. Okay.
Damn it! I went right.
Speaking of instructions, I don't know if Tim told you that the Not Me Ghost
Oh my
is
God.
real.
I said what?
The Not Me
The
Ghost.
Not Me Ghost.
Oh,
Do you have one of
those?
Oh, you told me about that a while ago. Yeah, the not
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
So there was
The Not
always
Me
a Not Me
yeah.
Ghost in my home when I was growing up, when my
Yes.
children were growing up. Well,
My dad never caught him.
We actually have, it's kind of
have
like
proof.
Bigfoot.
we
Shut the
have
front door.
proof.
Yeah, we have a picture.
Yes,
I've got one from one company,
and I have one. From
and she's
another
got one from
company.
the other company. I'm going to show you this picture. You
No
tell me
way.
if that's
Oh my God, that's him.
him. Yeah,
That's him.
that's the Not Me Ghost.
That is.
Yes, Not Me Ghost
Yeah.
are on instructions now.
And for those
You
of
mean
you
everybody
listening,
has them the same? You guys have the same not me ghost as I have?
Yeah.
Shut
So that's kind of like the Christmas elves. You know, they're there.
They're there. You just don't see them.
Yeah,
They're very
they've
good.
been caught.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to
There's
try and
proof.
describe this. You tell me if this is accurate.
Okay.
It looks like a Lego figure with soft arms. In other words, it's not hard angles.
Right,
It's
right.
just soft, curvy arms. The head still looks like a Lego, but there was a piece of whipped cream on the back of it that just got kind of touched a little bit, and it flared up in the back. That's what I think it looks like.
Yeah. Or he's stuck in a wind tunnel just on his head. And it's,
I could do that. Yeah.
He's got like a one flame just
Yeah.
off to the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's him.
Yep. And that smile, that little smirk.
Yeah. Yeah, smart aleck.
You know what he's doing? He's throwing away the instructions. You see that? This is
That must be
A male.
Is a
That's
male.
the
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
that's
male,
definitely a male.
not me ghost.
That's not a woman. A woman wouldn't do that.
But I've seen some instructions on food and
Yeah.
then directions on food.
The instructions is what it should say.
What was the instructions
guidance.
I was looking at the other day? It was some sort of, I had to mix it in with something, and it was like enjoy.
I don't know.
There was something. It was like I want to say it was like a mixed drink, like a powder, like a Kool-Aid or something that you mix in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
I can't remember what it was. You don't remember what it was?
A protein shake type stuff, but not protein. But like
Oh,
that type
I
of
remember. It's the peanut butter
Oh yeah.
on the
That's-
lid.
what?
Yep. On the
You
lid.
mix peanut butter drinks?
No. It's,
I'm confused.
He drinks.
well, if I
peanut
drink
butter
peanut
with a
butter,
straw.
it goes down slow.
Yeah, you can actually feel the back of your head caving in.
He also drinks chocolate syrup
Listen,
I've done that.
out of the
Maple
container.
syrup? Oh,
It's,
forget
Eh?
about it. Nee,
It's
maple
drinks out of the
syrupy.
jar. I caught him drinking chocolate out of the container.
Listen, I'm gonna defend myself. I have done that before, but the time that she's talking about, I actually mixed in milk, so it counts as a regular drink.
Right.
Not from
You
the
don't
way I
believe me.
saw it.
Quantity of milk does not matter. The fact that it was in it, that's all that matters.
That's
he
right.
was at his desk. I was either coming in. Yeah, I was coming in.
I'm never gonna
And
outlive this.
about the time that I walk in, he's like this.
The look on my face was like I got caught.
Yeah.
But in
Doing
my gut,
something
I was
dirty.
like, I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
This is normal.
Yeah. People do this. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
No, I almost peed
No,
myself. I
the
laughed so hard.
the peanut butter. It's got a on the top of the lid.
Mm-hmm.
It literally says "stir and enjoy." So that's exactly what I did. I stirred it up, and I enjoyed it.
Makes sense. Because if your peanut butter sits, let's say for a week or something, and you don't actually make a sandwich, it can start to separate. And the bottom gives the consistency of what you would see in like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yes.
I think it's a
the
little
oil.
bit thicker than that.
It's almost
you
like
can't
concrete.
Yeah.
You can't open your mouth if you're like,
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
if
get
you
it
were
on your
bite
teeth,
into this
you're
would be
stuck.
like glue.
Yeah, but I that makes sense though. The stir and enjoy part, the stir part.
Yeah.
I have seen where I've actually done that to my peanut butter, and it hadn't been done in a long time. I can tell kids are lazy,
Right.
Because by the time I got done stirring, it was very thin peanut butter. Still tasted
because all the
fine,
thick part was gone.
Right.
And they left you with the oil.
and they left with the yeah. So it was it didn't last. It got thrown away because I wasn't going to pour my peanut butter onto my bread.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So,
he doesn't
but yeah.
eat peanut butter on bread. He eats it straight out of the jar. With
Oh,
the
I have a jar that's just for me.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
it's the Peter Pan honey roasted
that. Wow.
peanut butter.
Okay, here's my
Yes.
question.
And that I eat by the spoon, and everybody knows in my family, don't touch that,
Right.
Because I double dip like a some gun.
But did you tell the not me ghost to not touch it?
I did not tell
You
the
need to
not me
leave a
ghost.
sticky note on
You
there.
need to put a
Such,
sticky
I'm
note.
gonna have to leave a note because he'll probably do it.
Now I buy
He's that way.
the Smucker's natural. It is my favorite. It is
Ooh, that's
only there's. Let me read you all the ingredients, all of them. There's peanuts.
Shut up, really?
Yeah,
And peanut butter?
Yeah, peanuts is
Who
number
the fuck
one.
it?
Number one. So it's the most important.
It's the one. It's the one with
It's
the
more
most
important.
content.
Yes.
Yes.
Number two is salt.
Okay, I get it.
That's it. 2 ingredients.
You know what I was told, and this makes a lot of sense. If you look at the ingredients of something that you're purchasing,
Yes.
and there's, I think they said something like less than 10 ingredients, it's more healthy for you than something that's got 15 to 20 ingredients because
makes
it's
sense.
got a lot of extra stuff in there that it doesn't need.
Back
So
to the chemists. Back to them making it
Yes.
super addictive.
So the less ingredients that are in that product, the healthier it is for you. So just doing that alone, you can actually be more mindful about what you're putting in your body. And that's just something that I kind of thought about when you were saying this is the ingredients in the peanut butter. That it makes sense. That's probably going to be probably some of the most healthy peanut butter you can find because it's only got peanuts and salt. There's nothing else you need to put in there.
That
I used
is
to
the
go
most
with my
natural
mom to the
thing.
grocery store, and she would. That's how she bought her peanut butter. Was buying the peanuts, put it in this big machine.
I told my kids that. They had at the grocery store when I was growing up, you could put peanuts in a machine and it would make peanut butter for you right there.
Fresh.
Fresh peanut butter. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as creamy as Jif or whatever, but it was legit peanut butter.
Yeah.
And I never got to do it, and now I can't find a place that does it.
You can
Whole
get.
Foods does, I think.
Really?
I think they do.
Oh my God!
I mean,
I'd
you
go there
can
in a
make your own
heartbeat.
if you want to buy one of those little blender things that, like, have you seen the Will It Blend series? on
Oh my
YouTube?
gosh! There's the you say will it blend, but I will it taco, will it it's a series that my son watches. It's a podcast
Yeah.
per se, and there's 2 guys on it, and they do all kinds of stuff like will it taco, and they'll take some stupid stuff, and see if they can,
Fold it?
if you can eat it like a taco and if it
Oh.
works.
Okay.
So, but it's not always food per se.
Okay.
Like, you know what a blood sausage is? It's a
Yeah,
German
I do.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they will it taco. It doesn't sound good at all, and I wouldn't eat it. But that's part of this series. So will it? You said will it
Will
blend?
it blend? This guy has, and I'm sure it's basically an infomercial, but it's more entertaining than it is selling.
Is it Willie Mays
No.
or
no.
Billy Mays? Billy
No.
Mays.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
same, technically. Same
Some
name,
Mays
yeah.
guy.
No, it's some guy, and he's got to be. This has to be legit because he's wearing a lab coat.
Oh,
So
it
he's
has
got a
to
lab.
be.
He
Yeah,
is for
he's got a
real.
lab
He's got a
coat
lab coat. It's real.
and safety glasses.
Shut up.
And he says,
"Yeah,
"Will it blend?" And he's got this super. It's not in like industrial sized.
Right.
It's industrial power.
oh,
So it's the size of a regular blender, but it's got a
Crafty.
Chevy 350 under the hood.
does it run on a NOS?
Well, it might. But he has put stuff. Some of my favorite things that he's blended
Yeah.
are like the chem lights from the military.
Oh yeah, those
And
have
it's-
glass in them though.
Well, it blends. It comes out. I mean,
Imagine that.
It's a bright orange and greenish.
Well, see, the only reason
looks radioactive.
The way they can change the color is just the color of the plastic. The internal components are all the same color.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's
you
the only.
sure?
I swear.
I'm
They're-
pretty sure the purple one is different than the green. There's got to be a different chemical. We're gonna have to Google that.
I might have to. Here, I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth because I didn't do my research on that.
I mean, it's a.
But I'm almost. You know what? I think you're right because when they first started, the plastic was the changing color. But now
That
that I
makes
think
sense.
about it, I have seen the clear plastic with the orange fluid like the next day.
Yep.
So I think that you're right. It is different. Something that changes the brightness or the color.
Right.
So yeah.
You putting up your little figurines there.
Yes.
I think. I forgot where I was going with that.
Will it blend?
Oh yeah, will it blend? So this guy blends all kinds of stuff. He's done some of the fun ones are like Bic lighters.
Well,
You
that
know
sounds
exactly what's going to
explosive.
happen.
Yeah.
It's yes.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does that stuff. But if you were to get a blender like that has,
He's a ninja.
12 horsepower.
Well, you could essentially
So you can
make
make
your
your
own peanut butter. I never
Now,
even thought about it.
Here's my question. You've seen like obviously regular peanuts is peanut butter.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've heard of cashew butter. They have
No, but
take
it makes
cashews.
sense. I mean, it's along
Right.
the same lines. Yeah.
Cashews aren't nuts from what I've heard. Aren't they? Is it
a
cashews?
legume?
I think that's what it is.
A legume? Yeah.
Leg-
Which is a
legume?
bean.
It's- yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I guess it's how it grows,
That could be.
which
Yeah.
determines whether it's considered a nut. But okay, so there's almonds, there's almond butter,
Yeah, I've heard of almond butter.
and then there's others.
Nutella.
Right. Well, that's
That's-
mixed with chocolate, right? I think so.
I don't know. If
Hazelnut and chocolate.
Hazelnut.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
I knocked it
Is
down.
there
Sorry, I
a
touched it.
possible
It's good.
like half hazelnut or third hazelnut, third cashew, third almond, and that's a new flavor?
That would be a new flavor.
I've never heard of anything like that. Is
I
there?
know. That's what I'm
is-
saying. It's new.
Is there a company out there that wants to make gourmet style, premium blended, natural peanut butter? That's and I say peanut because that's the
terminology.
the umbrella term.
Right. So, because you brought that up, I have seen a TikTok, and I don't know if you've been on TikTok or watched it.
I try not,
Okay. Well,
but it's probably
I-
duplicated on YouTube, so I've
quite
seen
possibly. But there is a company that specializes in different flavors of peanut butter. Like one of them is like a marshmallow peanut butter,
it there. Wow.
or I can't remember how many there were, but there was probably 7 different types that on this TikTok they tried. And this guy, he loves peanut butter.
Yeah.
He also loves mustard.
Right.
Which
Those
different
I don't think
video,
those
but
two together.
they no. They
Okay.
don't. But but yeah, and it was a blind taste test or whatever.
Right.
His wife was handing him
Double
the
blind,
spoon
yeah.
with whatever it was on, whatever type of
that's
peanut
single
butter it
blind,
was.
yeah.
But they do make different types of peanut butter. That company alone, I don't know. I don't think they've had anything which was like the third peanut, the cashew,
Right.
and the hazelnut. I don't think they did anything like
You
that.
think that they just use artificial type flavors to add in?
Probably.
So
Almost
they got a
guaranteed.
chemist, is what you're saying.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, most likely they've got somebody in a lab coat, so it's
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And I'm sure he had glasses, safety glasses, safety third,
Right. It's, Rainbow, have you heard that? Safety third?
safety third.
No.
It's it's a phrase that Mike Rowe said, and I remember watching this. He's on a scaffolding that is
Was
precisely
it a Dirty Jobs episode?
Yeah, Dirty Jobs.
Yeah.
And he's 2 feet off the ground, and they give him a harness, and they're filming,
With his safety.
and they say, "Here, put this on," and he's looking at him, and there's a 20-foot rope
Yeah.
attached to the harness
Where he's
on the ground,
3
I don't
feet
even
off
think
the ground.
I don't think the other end was attached to anything. It was just
Which
here's
would
the rope.
it would have done the same amount of purpose.
Right, nothing.
Nothing.
And they were
Zero.
like, "Well, safety first," and he's like, "That's not safety."
Yeah. That's
not.
not how that works.
But I understand. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because the TV is
Doesn't
making
show
it,
how high
it's
up it
yeah,
is.
they're not showing it, so
Right.
it is safety from their perspective.
From the watcher's perspective,
Right.
yes.
Yes. But
Because you
not
don't
from Mike.
see that he's
he's
like,
looking down. He's like,
I'm getting hurt.
"It's not, yeah, I'm going to trip over this."
Yeah, this is actually going to cause more problems for me.
But people really do think, the whole "thank you for flying United Airlines, where your safety is our number one priority." No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's the bottom line. It's your money.
I was going to say, your priority is making sure that we paid for our tickets.
And it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the American dream. That's part of every company's purpose.
Make money.
Is to make money.
Make money, yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm not upset. Are you upset, Rainbow?
No.
No. You can understand that your safety is not
Yeah.
their top
Not
priority.
their priority.
When you're in a big metal tube going through the middle of the sky.
Flying on giant wings filled with fuel that they quote unquote say is full of fuel, which
Chemtrails.
that's total bogus, by the way.
Chemtrails aren't real?
No, those are probably real.
Oh, okay.
The airplane having as much fuel as they say and that the wings are full of fuel, that's bogus.
So somebody said something on the internet. I don't believe it.
If it's in black and white, it must be right.
Yeah.
It has to be. Bonjour.
So they're talking about how this plane was empty and there was like 10 or 15 people.
Yeah.
And there's like 20 first class seats. And the stewardesses were like, "Yeah, you can't be up front. The plane needs to be balanced."
Yeah, that's a lie.
No, it's not. I found out.
Well, balanced to a certain extent.
Right.
Like I see what she's saying. Yes, that makes sense
Yeah.
because they have to load it a
Right.
certain way.
So if they
that I
loaded
get.
the bottom, anticipating that all the people are going to be in front, then they load all the stuff
in
accordingly.
the back to counterbalance.
But they don't.
That makes
They don't
sense.
plan on. Yeah. So us dumb people getting on the plane. Okay, I'll take a water and some nuts and pretzels.
Yeah.
And so
Can I get my pretzels without salt, please?
Yeah. So this is my support
Here, let me pull
emotional
one out.
emu.
Wow. You
Wait.
had to pay for 2 tickets for that emu.
Tell him about what our friend in Hawaii, the airline stewardess.
Oh, Joanne.
She has had some animals. Let me tell you.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Tell her.
Joanne?
Yeah, didn't she have like somebody with a pony or some crap?
Come on. Well, maybe a miniature pony. Because they're about the size of a dog.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. She said that she had someone that had a emotional support
Giraffe.
pony. She's pigs, lizards. Yeah.
So, okay, I can see pigs because I've seen people who have to have pigs in their house.
Yeah.
That's
Mark
like
and-
their dog.
Our friend Mark and Bridget.
Right.
had- well,
so that's kind
kinda
of
big now. I don't know if it's able to get in the
becoming
door.
more commonplace now. But
Right.
But like your ponies, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The miniature ponies that don't get any bigger than like a German Shepherd, okay. Because
So-
they can get through the door.
Are mean.
All right, so that leads
They
us
can be mean. Not all
Yeah.
pigs are mean.
that leads me back to the whole, like, we looked into, Rainbow and I talked a lot about if this podcast takes off,
Right.
And for those of you listening, I want you to hold me to this. If y'all make me and my wife Rainbow popular, we want to help our community by creating some sort of homeless shelter or a plan where we can help out people that are struggling short term.
Absolutely.
So
Kinda
hold us to
like-
that. If this takes off and we're wildly popular and all of a sudden this is a big thing and we have the ability, because I've seen a lot of activist YouTubers and stuff where they will, it sounds like a pipe dream, but then the more people get on board,
Yeah.
the more it happens and it's actually making change.
Right. Which is a big deal.
It's complicated.
Well,
The
there's a
homeless
lot of
thing
red
is
tape,
so
I'm sure of it.
complicated.
So, from what I understand, the homeless shelters around here are pretty much none. I think a lot of them have closed down due to
Because they don't get any funding. Yeah, absolutely.
And we would like, the dream is to not have a huge one to where we have 50
Hundreds.
or whatever, just
Right.
enough to kind of room, this size room, maybe each person has their own little space. But we want to, we talked about it. People have pets, and that's one of the things that keeps, shelters from actually taking them in.
Right.
And like I explained to Tim, this is the only being that these homeless people have that loves them unconditionally.
Absolutely.
And has not left them. And it's been by
That's their
side.
family. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's important to not separate them
I agree.
like that. So,
I totally agree.
yeah. So that's
I
kind of the goal. Tim and I, we have big dreams, but they're not unrealistic dreams because they're not for us.
Right. No. But it's
for
something you can do to
other
help others.
people.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I applaud that. I think that would be amazing. Even if you're changing the life of a couple of people.
The way I look at it, one person, and that means that we have done something that we're setting out to do,
Right.
because I know if it's one that one person's going,
Well,
It's
they may
gonna
be able to turn the
domino.
tables and help somebody too in the
Oh,
long run.
pay it
so,
forward.
So
Absolutely.
you're what do they call that? A umbrella or a butterfly effect or whatever?
Yes, butterfly.
The butterfly effect, where you help somebody and then in turn that person is able to help somebody else. I mean that's a win-win all the way around.
yeah.
So I mean that's
I
awesome.
personally think I am very fortunate to be where I'm at today.
Agreed. For myself, yeah,
Oh, I thought you were saying for me. I was like, but I
Maybe.
mean, yeah.
but no, for me as well. So yeah,
I could be in a lot worse of a situation, and I am extremely thankful for everything that has gotten me to where I'm at, even the bad parts. I'm thankful for all of it because if I didn't have the struggles that I've had, I wouldn't be who I am and where I am. Plain and simple.
agreed. My wife actually asked me, and this was last night. She was like, "If you had the opportunity, would you do anything different?" And I said, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
If I did something different, that would change the outcome of where I'm at right now.
Right.
And I would not want that because I'm happy with where I am right now. To include everything that's happened to me, fallen and, being in ICU for several days because I had to get airlifted and taken to the hospital because I was basically getting ready to die because of the fall I had. And then losing an eye. I wouldn't change any of that because that's allowed me to be who I am today.
Right.
So I agree with you and I side with you on that because, yeah, absolutely. If you change something, you're not going to be the person you are right now.
Right. And
And I
I would
believe
hate
that.
for it to be worse. Like, I would hate to change something. I would hate to take something negative out of my life from years ago
Yeah.
that makes me actually less from where I'm at.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not
'Cause
taking that
you could have
chance.
changed something and you'd be worse off now
Right.
today. I mean, it's something you'll never know, but I wouldn't want to take that chance. Even if I could find out, I wouldn't want to take that chance. I'm happy with what I got.
I'm right there with
It's
you.
Yeah.
areas of growth too.
Yeah.
It's important for us to learned to overcome, because I too am fortunate to be where I'm at today, and the things that I have overcome in my life, which have been multiple and have been very extreme. But I don't look at it. I don't sit there and do the, oh my gosh, it's what I've been through. I'm proud of.
Absolutely.
Because I've made it through
Come
on
out
the other side. I'm not
Yep.
going to lie and say it wasn't challenging, but I'm here. But it's made me strong.
Absolutely.
It's made me capable. And it's also made me to where I can sit here and converse about it and, think about how can we take what we've learned and overcome,
Yep.
and that's our biggest thing. And I'm lucky and I'm fortunate that I'm able to do it with Tim, and where we are at right now to where we can start actually doing that.
Absolutely.
So, and then having good friends like you, just to, if it weren't for you, he'd probably drive me crazy.
I'm failing.
Oh.
I'm allowing you to not drive her crazy. I look forward to chats that Tim and I have. He opens my eyes to a lot of new words.
Eye. Opened your eye.
Clear. Very clear, yeah. You got me. I didn't see that coming.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Shots
There's
fired
stuff
back.
on the desk here. You might be allowed to.
Well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to put him in the same boat as me. But
Oh,
if
yeah,
I
true,
did,
true.
we could share sunglasses. You get one side, I get the other.
And we could fish together if we're in the same boat.
Yeah,
I do like
we
that.
could fish together.
That might be an interesting show.
Yeah. I was, I've asked several times, if I could get like sunglasses at half off. Nobody buys it. They don't get what I'm getting to, the fact that I don't have a left eye that's functional.
Did I tell you Rainbow and I went to a Great Gatsby party?
Really?
We had to dress up like we were from the 20s, and I mean 1920s. It was fun.
That sounds like a blast.
I wore a three-piece suit. Rainbow, what did you have on?
I had on the little shaker dress that had the fancy little frills, and we were done up.
I don't remember what that. It's like a scarf, but it's feathers, and it goes from arm to
Oh,
arm.
the
boa.
boa. The
Yeah,
boa.
she had one
boa.
of those. She even had
Had
the
the cigarette.
the cigarette that's on the
With-
end of the
with
stick.
the end of the
like,
stick?
like
Oh my
Pink
gosh,
Panther.
yes.
You know,
Yes.
she
I
had
had
that.
the
She had something in
feather
her.
headband.
What'd you have in your hair?
It was the feather, like the head strap.
Like the headpiece?
feather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then,
yeah.
And then
my hair was done up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got
it was
you.
a blast. I wore a three-piece suit. I had a legitimate, real pocket watch.
Heck yeah.
And this is what we're talking. I did this. It was a kind of a two-part win. I bought a monocle.
Oh my.
I don't mean a toy one. I mean I ordered one from England that was an actual prescription for my left eye.
Shut up.
It's real. I have it. I
That-
still have it.
I'm jealous.
It's and it's cool because you can actually, but you got to kind of like hold
gotta squint your eye.
You got to squint, and you're like,
yeah.
yeah, but
You got to like kind of pinch it with your skull.
but it's real, and it was funny because the conversation I had with the optometrist.
Yeah.
They were like, "Well, it looks like you're going to need new glasses," and I was like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, your left eye needs this correction." I was like, "Yeah, I don't need glasses." He's like, "Well, how else do you, well, contacts?" I was like, "No, nope." He's like, "What? You going to get LASIK or something?" I was like, "No, I already did that twice in my left eye, actually."
Dang.
Yeah, I went back for seconds, and it still didn't correct it. I was really blind.
Yikes.
I told him, I was like, "I'm going to get a monocle." And he was like, he thought I was joking. Oh, no. When Timmy says he's going to go get a monocle, he's going to find some place and convert it to British pounds and mail it.
Tim
and,
don't know
yes.
Tim too well.
Yeah, I was going to get a monocle. So I had him do the prescription for the monocle. Now, I don't know if I'm wearing it upside down or not because who knows? Everything looks kind of clear,
That's all that
sort
matters.
of. But it's
If
a
it's
legitimate monocle.
utilizable, it's good.
We didn't win
You
the
didn't.
contest of...
Oh.
The Great Gatsby Best Dressed.
Really?
It was rigged.
So the couple that
was rigged.
won, they weren't even dressed.
Come on.
It was a who you know.
I'll show you the picture after, and I'll look for the.
Yeah.
I know I got the.
Monocle?
I think I know where
Yeah,
it's at.
everyone was all like,
Yeah,
"We voted for you.
Yeah.
We don't know why you didn't win."
it's not what you know. It's who you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we didn't know the right people.
Politics
Yep.
in winning a game. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
To
But-
put that kind of effort towards something and it
had
to
fun.
fall short.
But we had fun. We
That's all that matters.
This is the time. Now I wore a bow tie. I wore a bow tie for that one, right? I'm pretty sure it was a bow tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other two Christmas parties. These were Christmas parties, by the way, for the Pacific Command Joint Intelligence Operations Center, the PACOM JIOC. That's where I was stationed.
Dang.
Those are the people that I worked with. I know it's a
Okay.
mouthful.
It's
It's not
yeah.
like 82nd Airborne. You know, it's not like real cool. They're like,
Right.
what unit are you in? Support to DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, and I
Yeah.
work in the PACOM JIOC in a skiff. My whole career is just a bunch of words that are
Thrown
actually
together.
letters. Yeah, they're thrown together. You work at the DIA, the FCR to be able to the
You're
CIF.
one giant acronym, aren't
Yeah,
you?
it's all
Yes.
acronyms. It's just a mouthful of acronyms.
Yes.
And I worked there, and we had a Christmas party every year, and it was dressed up and whatnot. I loved wearing ties that were actual like. I didn't do the half Windsor or the other one.
You went full.
I found the cool ones. Have you ever heard of the Trinity knot?
No.
I'll pull it up for you. It's called the Trinity knot. Well, you'll know why. It's pretty obvious.
I don't know how to tie the. Like I can do the half Windsor.
Yeah.
Like I mean that's the common one.
Right.
But now if I remember correctly, you like double. Whoa, that is slick.
It looks. It's a trifecta of. It's almost like Zelda.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
Yeah, and it only takes like 2 or 3 hours to figure out how to tie it.
Totally not an issue.
I may have created some new swear words.
That is a very cool looking knot.
Now, I also did one. So that was 1 year.
So you tied untied like that.
I figured it. I watched that YouTube
What is
video.
that called?
That one's called the Trinity knot.
The Trinity knot.
Now, this one,
That looks like a nightmare.
wait until, this is number 2. This is called the Eldridge knot.
Oh, have mercy.
That looks like a pine cone
Yes.
that has
Or a pineapple.
perfectly, made its little corners and
The
edges.
lines and the
Yeah.
the angles. Dang.
Yeah. And
Tell
so
me
for
you
those
did that
of you
one too.
listening, go ahead and look up the Trinity knot and also the Eldridge. That's ELDREDGE, Eldridge knot. And the last one is, let me think of it. It's called, it was something with Linwood, N-I-N, Linwood
So
Taurus.
you tied the Trinity knot
Yeah.
and you tied the Eldridge knot?
That was the next year.
Right.
So, yeah. So I learned how to do
my.
that. Now wait
Okay.
for this one. This one's a better look.
That looks like an elephant.
Yes.
What in the heck?
Yeah. That's called
Linwood Taurus.
Linwood Taurus knot. And here's another picture of it. It's kind of like a raging bull.
How in the heck do you actually tie that
Oh, it's a good YouTube video.
and get it right?
Yeah. I mean, this one, look at, like if you're going to wear a vest, like a sweater vest.
Oh, yeah.
That's rocking.
That definitely accentuates the vest.
So basically what these do is they use the tail to make
Right.
fancy, to make the knot
The
fancier.
knot fancy, right?
So you don't have the tail tucked down like you normally do.
Oh, that's it.
That's why everything looks
So that's
wild.
kind of like a bow tie because there's nothing hanging down in a bow tie
Exactly.
either. It's just a different style, whether you use an actual long tie to do that.
And this, I don't know if that's like a reverse.
Holy cow!
Yeah. It's just like you'd almost have
that
to have
looks like a pine cone.
You
But
might actually
What's
need-
hanging down though? Is that the tightening loop tie, or is that like because it doesn't show anything past like 2 inches?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how it
So
works.
I mean, I would assume that you would run out of tie.
I think you can buy longer ties.
I think you would have to.
Yeah.
In order to tie that, you'd have to have a tie that's like 8 feet long.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because your normal tie is like what, 5 foot, 4 foot maybe.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know.
They're a decent length because you got to think you got to tie it and then pull it through, and both ends had to be able to go down past your belly button type area.
No, I did not want to click on that. Sorry, folks. There is a video. It's called 8 Best Tie Knots for Wedding and Festive Events. And it's got, it's got 6 of them. I see the Trinity is right in the middle. There's one that looks like a rose. The top right.
Oh, man. Yeah, that one looks cool.
And then there's some other ones.
I couldn't even imagine being talented enough to tie any of those, much less the Trinity.
That bottom center one looks pretty cool. It's like
it does look cool.
It's like
it looks like a rose upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's really cool.
Well, folks, thank you for listening. I don't know how much more time we have. We got somebody coming here in a moment, so we got to wrap this up.
It's been a pleasure. This was fun, and I look forward to doing this again.
We're going to definitely have you on again.
Absolutely. We didn't even scratch the surface of some of the stories that we could possibly get into.
I know.
Like,
and, like the whole homeless thing, I really do want to go into that a little bit more.
Absolutely.
And try and figure out solutions. I mean, it's so complex.
Well, and it's like you guys said, there's nothing like that here. In the town you live in, there's really nothing for them.
Yeah.
So they're basically, I mean, I hate to say it this way, they're out on their own at their own advices or whatever. Yeah. So that's for you guys wanting to do that. It's very admirable, and I'm hoping that it pans out because I truly believe that you guys could actually change someone's life immensely, and you're already in the process of working on this with that other individual, trying to help him best you can, which I have never come across them or seen them. And I try to pay it forward best I can as well, but you guys are actually following through. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah. We took them out to dinner, and I've actually bought dinner for them twice. Once was just at, Applebee's.
Right.
Got him some steak or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the next night we brought him to El Molino's, and they have this huge burrito. It is 14 inches.
So it's platter.
Yeah, it's a platter of burrito. And the one guy, the guy bought that, and I don't know what the lady she got, but they had plenty of food. We want to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
We care about
It's not like they got someplace to take it and put it and keep it cold.
I truly did not sleep well the other night thinking about how horrible their conditions are with the rain and the thunderstorm and the extreme cold. I'm like, this is terrible.
Right.
But on the flip side, if you keep doing things, there's a difference between a hand up and a hand out.
And a hand out, right. A hand up is what you're looking for.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
You don't want a hand out because that's just enabling you to stay where you are.
Right. And we also need to make sure that person is able to understand the difference between the two, and they want a hand up.
Right, and not a hand out.
Right.
So,
well, our person that's scheduled to be here has just arrived. So, folks, thank you for listening to The Louder Tales. You can drop a comment at theloudertales.com. I think it's contact us at The Louder Tales if you want to send us an email. Tony, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
All right, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed today's show, and thanks for listening to the Louder Tales podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.